No.
Do you McCarthy Rogers it?
No. Get out of my face. Don't make me angry on a Saturday. I love you. And the Jets.
Didn't I send you the thing? But McCarthy is Tomlin.
The Jets anger me. No,
McCarthy is Tomlin.
They would have signed McCarthy 4 years ago instead of Saleh. They wouldn't have let him go to the Cowboys. They had it in for him. They didn't want him then. I don't think Mike McCarthy likes Woody Johnson's bull fucking shit. I think Aaron Glenn's going to be the next head coach of the New York Jets. I think what they're going to do again is they're going to get another unproven defensive coordinator who's going to get fired in 4 fucking years. That's what the Jets are going to do. So, because they didn't even interview Pete Carroll, who I love, and they should have, who aged out of his own position, possibly, and his coaching tree has dried up and died, which sounds very morbid for a Saturday. Mike Vrabel was never going to the fucking Jets.
No.
Mayo knew he got hired to get fired because if he got less than 7 wins, Vrabel was going to come in. Never wanted to be in the Jets' position. John Gruden is not because he's still got the dirty emails going on. The Jets have interviewed everybody, even Josh McCown under the sun.
I saw that. Kind of like McCown. I don't hate it.
I kind of like that too. I do too, but not as a head coach, man. We need the one thing that the Jets need, and even if it's at mediocre levels, is stability. Quarterbacks. Well, I like to say stability because quarterback, GM, head coach are all under the umbrella of stability. Because if you have all those ducks in a row, then you're having success. You're having sustained success. So, and then also, and I was talking to, I don't know if you saw, our buddy Mike, who's the Jets writer, was on the show earlier this week, and he is really starting to think, he was thinking the assistant GM from the Chiefs and Nagy, but the assistant GM from the Chiefs just got signed by the Tennessee Titans.
Saw that, Borgansky or whatever his name is.
Yeah, so, and then also there is talk, there were supposed to be a package deal, Matt Nagy and this assistant GM from the Chiefs, and then show up to Spags after they three-peat this year, throw $11 million on his desk and be like, let's just be the Chiefs East.
I feel like if I'm Spags, I don't.
No. You're the greatest defensive coordinator in history of the NFL.
Why you want to go become a head coach again?
No. I'm not asking Spags. I'm paying him $11 million to be my DC.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
Just like overpay him. If you were, dude, think about this. The last time Spags was good was when he had Iwanuka, he had Tuck, he had Strahan. He had that defensive line that was unbelievable. Now you put him on a defensive line with Jermaine Johnson, with
Quentin Williams.
and then you draft the guy from Penn State. Now we're talking. Now we have 4 defensive ends playing on a defensive line, just like Spags had. Just like Spags has almost now. He's almost trying to replicate the Giants defense that he had with all those Super Bowls.
He's just a fucking genius.
He's a genius. And his name's is Spags. Okay, he's one of us. All right, he's a Spags. Yeah, he's a baller, okay? So I would have liked that. That's not going to happen. But we know whatever the right decision is not going to happen. I don't understand why Tannenbaum just don't stay in the fucking building and be like, yo, just make me and Rex. Let's run it back. I don't want Rex. That would be the stupidest idea.
Why is Tannenbaum even anywhere near the building?
They have to, out of respect, out of the fact he likes feet.
Did you see the trade he proposed that he got laughed off the ESPN set?
Oh, yeah, when he was talking about the Lions.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
With Myles Garrett. Detroit Lions should give him Jamar Gibbs 5 first-round picks and somebody else.
Well, that's why
he's dead serious.
He's the perfect Jets GM because they have no idea what they're doing. And speaking of the NFL, there was a big article in Bloomberg over the last couple of days trying to get a guy from Bloomberg, the sports reporter. I hit him up on Instagram. He hit me back. We're trying to coordinate an interview to explain everything about the new collective bargaining agreement in the NFL, everything that's on the table for the new NFL 18-game season. And the NFL's going global.
So I've thought a lot about it, and I feel like 4 teams just in Europe doesn't make complete sense. And like the game, well, they did one in Brazil, they did one in Mexico City. Like I feel like Mexico City's probably logical because it's a really populous.
Well, before
city.
We get to the division, let's break down exactly what was in this article and exactly what were the high points, because that is kind of like the tertiary thing is getting to the point of 4 teams in Europe. Like the nuts and bolts gonna happen. Not like this. By the way, this might happen. This is going to happen. Okay. Boomer Esiason was talking about it on the Fan.
Read the tea leaves.
Scheffler, it's not even tea leaves. It's on a billboard. Okay, it's on a billboard, and they're saying that it's not happening. But the NFL is proposing an 18-game season. First of all, note to me, already thought we were there. Okay, never been good at math. But so now the division of salary cap. So that's the next thing, 18 games and a salary cap. Now they're really going to have a hard time trying to get the NFL Players Association. Now, Chris, what were you talking about? What would lessen the blow for the salary cap for these NFL players? I didn't understand that.
No, I was just thinking, like, the carrot to dangle to the players is increasing the cap for that 18th. Like, in exchange for you guys playing an 18th game, we're going to raise the cap, so there's more money to go around to everybody.
So it's going to put more revenue in the kitty. There's going to be more TV deals. There's going to be another Amazon game. There's going to be another Amazon game that they buy for $36 million.
You're going to need a 9th subscription to Fubo to stream a game.
$28 million Amazon Prime paid just for that playoff game.
Seems light.
Yeah. No. So yeah, $28 million is light. $28 million is light work. So
because I think Netflix paid $100 for the Thanksgiving game or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Did you see that video that I did of all the streaming services that you need and how much money it is, bro? It's insane. It's $300 if you want to watch baseball. If you want to watch baseball and football, every game, it's $318 a year. $318 a month, and it's about $4,000 a year. NFL, you need NFL Plus, Amazon Prime, Paramount, Peacock, Premium, YouTube TV. Baseball, yes, SNY, MLB TV, Hulu, YouTube, Sling, Apple, and Prime. And not to fucking mention, when you live in New York, everything gets blacked out. So if you have the MLB network and you're a Yankee fan, you're not watching any games. And if you do get a game, you stumble upon one, you're getting the Reds broadcast, and you're not getting the Yankees broadcast, which is the worst thing in the world because I can only listen to Flash Gordon so goddamn much. But this is the greatest thing. Chris was just talking about a 4-team division. So they're talking about extending the NFL by 4 teams because apparently these oligarchs and these guys that own Real Madrid and these big European soccer dudes want in on the buyer's sweepstakes. And guess what? We were just talking about this before. Jack Del Rio, is coaching the French international football team, which you know what means? Means American football in the Olympics, and somebody's going to die. Okay? Finally, we get our payback for the World Cup and playing this stupid soccer game and trying to catch up to you guys for the past 85 years. Guess what? Come on. It's not bubble time, folks, because if these Europeans try to get in, it's going to be interesting, bro. The influx of Europeans and rugby players
I have
in the NFL.
So many thoughts on this, and
going global.
So I think the quality of play in the NFL is bad right now.
Down.
I think adding 4 teams is going to even more dilute.
Make it worse.
We can't even find 12 good quarterbacks, period. Now we're going to need 36?
I love you, Chris. That's why I love you. But I try to hear somebody talking about how about 20 quarterbacks are good. Go on.
But here's the reality is how are you going to attract players out there? That I know money talks, but again, all things equal, you ought to go live.
You're going to get these hometown boys from Louisiana to go play in Madrid. I don't think so.
They'll all be arrested in freaking 10 minutes.
You know what, man? I oh my God, Saudi Arabia gets a team? Oh my God,
but
Abu Dhabi?
I think, the NFL needs to figure out a way to develop more players. I don't know, college.
No, I think that we're in the middle of it, Chris. I really do. I think with the NIL deals, these guys are going to stay in longer. So it's going to develop their skills. Look at the quarterback from Duke. This is the thing.
He's not going to be an NFL player.
I know he's not. No, mark my words. He's going to get picked in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Riley Leonard.
Yes. They're
How
talking, dude. Bet? I just listened. I don't know if the guy escaped from a fucking mental institution, I literally just heard late first round, possibly.
I'm going to...
And have you seen Riley Leonard's high school basketball highlights?
I will take the... I don't know. Is it under?
I'm not saying he's right.
I don't even know.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying I agree with him.
I'm going round three, the earliest.
Okay, yeah, but that's still. So what I'm saying to you is that it's keeping these guys in. You know, mama needs a new pair of shoes, and I'm out after the second year. Doesn't have to happen anymore. You know, these guys can get. These guys can get.
They need 3 years, Eric.
Yeah,
3 years.
They have to do 3 years.
They have to do 3.
So, but now you have $11 million sitting in your pocket. Your mom's got a new house. You guys don't have to worry about where the food's coming in from. You finally have made it. And guess what? A lot of these college guys, they get such bad concussions in CTE when they try to go have a regular job in the world. Some guys, like this one guy, he was on the Colorado University, and he's an architect, and he had to leave his job because he can't concentrate for more than an hour. He can't look at things for more than an hour. He gets extreme headaches. And if he had the NIL money, where he was given $11 million because he would have actually, just like the Bernie Williams, would have got $300 million now, this saves him, bro. Because look, you do. I have fucking head problems.
Yes,
I got head problems from playing lacrosse.
Yes and no, though. Like, not saying he doesn't have head problems, but like,
yeah, but what I'm saying
is he worth millions of dollars NIL? Like, not everybody's making millions of dollars. Like, look at the guy from Long Island,
the
UNLV.
Amount of revenue that these fucking schools make off these kids.
But again, like, yeah, Arch Manning, $6 million, whatever. But like, guess what? The offensive guard for the LSU Tigers, you know, probably a couple $100,000. Like, it's not life.
It used to be a free education,
again,
bro.
I know that, but again, not every guy. I believe every guy should be making money.
Yes, they should be monetarily compensated. But then don't call yourself an amateur sport. You're not allowed to call yourself an amateur sport, a scholastic sport anymore. You're a professional paid to play sport. Remember when I was asking you, I'm like, do these guys have to go to class? And they do. They have to hold an eligibility. But then if I'm sitting with $10 million in the bank, you think I'm going to statistics class?
No, going to practice.
When every chick on campus wants a piece of me and I got millions of dollars in the bank, I'm going to go do what? Nah, man. Yo, you talking about practice? So I think the NFL here, what their major move is you got to look at the next 15 years for the NFL. And obviously they're looking at it. So let's take it from when we were kids at the 90s. We had the Dan Marinos. You know, the fucking 80s was kind of hokey for the NFL. You know, they were starting to come to, but still it wasn't a national pastime. It was, you know, it was TV deals. Like if your team didn't sell out, it was blacked out. Like you weren't watching. Yep. Now, Red Zone, NFL, fantasy football.
Dude, any NFL game
works. So now
is record setting.
So what they do is, but what they do is they sit around and they go, guys,
how can we continue to grow? How do we continue to grow?
What's the next 15 years? Guess what? We're taking soccer out. We're the new soccer. Guess what? UFC took over boxing. We thought that would never happen, right? Guess what?
I thought boxing was dead.
I did too. But as a general public, no, there was a lot of staunch, you know, I'm a boxing dude. I love boxing. Me and my grandfather grew up watching it. And as soon as I saw the UFC, I knew they were a relic. They were, they were done. Yeah. But so listen, this is the only way to go because you can only stay in the United States for so long. I think that you have a very good argument is that the quality of the ball, and if you're going to water it down if you move these teams. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been trying to move to London for the past 12 years. Their owner is from London. The Jaguar. I mean, it makes the most amount of sense ever. Yeah. Okay. And that's the first guy you're going to see. And then they're going to have a 4-team division in Europe: London, Madrid, Munich.
I don't know what the fourth is.
Spain, London, Madrid. Spain is Madrid, and then Germany, and then wherever the third one is. Don't they play where the Tottenham Spurs play?
I don't know what that means.
They would probably have 2 teams. They would have one in England. London, France, England, Germany, and Spain.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they play, the Tottenham Spurs are a football club in Europe, European football club, and that's where they play the NFL games over there. Listen, man, it's only going to get bigger, and the Jets, just adding more teams the Jets can lose to.
2002 was the last expansion with the Texans, so time is right.
2002.
And think about it, all these owners.
Years.
I think you pay like a massive fee.
What's that? What do you mean a massive fee?
You pay like let's just say the owners of Real Madrid buy the rights to the franchise.
Yeah,
they pay a huge fee that just gets split up by the other owners.
Yeah. This is I totally forgot to mention this. This is, remember when I texted you the Dodgers ruined football also? What are you talking about? It's because now NFL is going to allow these large firms in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're not going to be able to have,
they won't be able to control. I think they can't own more than 10%.
See this, but that's exactly, okay. So you're exactly, so say that again, Chris, because I was talking over you.
They can't own a controlling interest. Mm-hmm. And I think they're capped at, like, you can't own more than 10% or something.
I heard that also. Now, what I also heard was from Randall Williams on Bloomberg, who did the report. He said that there's 2 teams right now ready to drop trow and sell all.
Mm-hmm.
Just sell it all to the big firm. So I don't think that, I think if the owner wants to keep owning the team, and have an investor in there to put money in, because everyone wants part of the cash cow, because the NFL is...
The last thing we need is Blackstone owning an NFL team. That's like,
guess what? They're on the list.
I know they're on the list.
And do you know who's spearheading this? Curtis Martin is spearheading these firms. Dynasty, CBC, and Blackstone. So,
look, whatever.
You don't think football is going to be fixed then? If BlackRock gets... What am I doing? I don't want to ruin my show. BlackRock is king. All hail BlackRock. Okay? All hail BlackRock. And we landed on
Let them own in Europe.
Football and Olympics. That's all I want. I just want to see us murder people in the Olympics.
That's so funny.
Just like Brazil did to us with Alexi Lawless playing in 1994, having no reason being on that pitch, Alexi Lawless with that red flowing hair of his, and Tony Meola in goal.
So what do you got for the games today?
What I got is a headache because I drank too much coffee. And I didn't know they were at 4:00. So
4:30 and 8.
What's up?
4:30 and 8.
Yeah. Well, I'm a jabroni, and I thought it was at fucking 1:00. So joke's on me. And
wow,
let me see
big lines here.
What's up, buddy?
KC laying 9. Detroit laying 8.5. Sounds like dogs. Dogs are the play today, I think.
Oh no. Me and Tommy K were having a full out argument, like usual, on the show about locking in spreads in the beginning of the week. And I'm for it. I like to jump the lines at the beginning of the week, and then everyone likes to shrink. You know how they shrink? So, like, I will take, let's say the Texans, like, I was getting the Texans at 7.5. I'm like, I think that number is going to shrink because the Chiefs win a lot of games by 1 point. I was so wrong. And now I got to have Tom back on the show, and I'm definitely going to hear it. I have to bring it up first, so I got to get ahead of it, the story. I got the Houston Texans getting 7.5 points against the Chiefs today. Just in the fact that the Chiefs haven't played in weeks. There's going to be ring rust for 2 quarters. Seems like the Texans, I think it's a no-win proposition for the Texans, but I do think that they cover because the Chiefs don't care how much they win by, obviously.
Is Jayden Daniels going to cover?
Well, we're getting there. Jayden Daniels is definitely going to cover against the Lions. What's it up to now? I have it locked in.
8.5.
Okay, good. At least one. It's still at 8.5. These bets are from earlier in the week. I got the Commanders getting 8.5. Because
I like it.
These
all banged up.
I'm sniffing a little Michael Vick going into Lambeau and beating the Packers. Remember that game when he was on the Falcons? I really feel a coming out game for this Jayden Daniels kid. This kid led the league in 0 punt, 0 turnover games.
I know. It's insane.
The Detroit Lions, I do not buy into them. I am an old school NFL guy. I know the Jets are going to jet. I know the Lions are never going to win. And I know the Browns blow.
I don't know. In Dan Campbell, I trust. So
until I'm proven different. By the way, I want to say this into the hard camera. Give me a second because I'm going to post this. Dan Campbell will go for it on 4th down in these playoffs and lose a game because of it and get knocked out of the playoffs. He's been walking on a tightrope all year, has gone on it 4th down and succeeded 8 out of 9 times. I think he's going to go for it on 4th down in the playoffs. He's going to get stopped. The Detroit Lions are going to lose, and then he's going to come back to earth, and it's not going to be the Cinderella story anymore because you know how I feel about him. I feel he's a big rah-rah guy, but I don't think he's the guy that can take the team to the next step.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll hold on, but let's just say NFC Championship game, Rams-Lions. Who's the better head coach?
McVay.
By light years. McVay.
I don't want to say that.
I think his scheming. I think you want to.
You hate Dan Campbell. You hate him.
I love him.
You hate him.
No. I love him. I know who he is.
He's not a mad genius. That's fine. That's why you have Ben Johnson. That's why you have Aaron Glenn. Like, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Like,
I get it. I've seen.
The guy is a leader of men. They've weathered this storm this year. I think they have 8 of their initial starting 11 defense on IR, not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yet here they are, 15-2, ready to roll. They look unstoppable.
I get it, man.
Their offense. But I understand what you're saying. Like,
I get it. And I don't dislike, you can't dislike that dude. And you know that I don't just fucking like him. I mean, that interview about what he does before games, looking at Steven Seagal movies while he makes love to his wife, I like him. But I just think that he goes forward on 4th down too much. I think he's got a little bit of Rex Ryan, Riverboat Ron in him. And both of those dudes don't have fucking rings.
Yeah, totally.
And those dudes aren't the kind of guys. Those are the guys that get you to the fucking doorstep and never win the big one, man. Like the Jeff Fishers of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Jeff Fisher's got more wins than Bill Parcells, and he's got fucking 0 rings.
Yeah.
So
it's hard
to
win a Super Bowl.
I think that Jaden Daniels, and I think, man, something's going to give. I don't think this is going to go according to plan. There's going to be one fucking team that fucks it up. And I think that team that's going to the Super Bowl this year is the Los Angeles Rams. Take the points against the Eagles. Take them on the money line against the Eagles. The Rams are going to the Super Bowl this year, folks. It's going to be a Rams-Detroit Lions NFC Championship game, and the Rams are going to beat them. They're going to break the Detroit. I just saw it all. He's going to go for it on 4th against the Rams in the NFC Championship game. And Dan Campbell, they're going to be like, oh, maybe if he was Sean McVay and a mastermind, he wouldn't have went for it on 4th down, but he's a rah-rah guy, Jim. What do we feel about Tom Brady's performance so far as an announcer?
You know what? I don't even know when he's on. Like, I don't.
So he's been excellent.
I literally watch so much Red Zone that, like, I don't listen to full broadcast. Like, I don't listen to full broadcast. So, like, I'll listen to, I'm sure he's on one of these games today or tomorrow. Yeah. And we'll report back on the next one.
Do people, like, not get the fact that Hansen is, like, the best announcer in the game?
He's a freaking legend. The guy's a legend.
Yeah. And I've been locked in this room for 14 years, and we're going quad.
And it's the greatest viewing experience of any sport.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you're a moron, Jack Tapper come out with the Red Zone? Didn't he create Red Zone from Bar Rescue? Yeah, touchdown.
No, I think it was this guy, Scott.
No. He created something major in football. Like, he's the reason he changed football. Put in, what's his name? Jack Tapper? John Tapper? John Taffer?
Taffer.
Whatever. Changed football. Chris looks like a gumshoe from Where in the World is Carmen.
Oh, yeah. He helped create the Sunday Ticket. That's right.
Roslyn, New York, folks. Another good boy from the... What?
Taffer's from Roslyn? I didn't know that.
Bro, you have no idea the amount of major, like, globally powerful people live in Roslyn.
What a legend.
One of the richest, like, one of the most powerful men, BlackRock dudes on earth lives in Roslyn.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, like I saw this thing, and mind you, just a little side note in this Saturday conversation. I worked in MIMS for forever, which is in Roslyn, and like they're like, this guy is so pretty much the biggest pharmaceutical crime syndicate family who is responsible for like Clinton deaths live in Roslyn. I saw the guy's picture and I was like, I've waited on that guy over 15 times, man. And like, good thing my wise ass didn't fucking say anything, because it's like I would have been curtains, bro. Getting taken out by some pharmaceutical fucking giant in Roslyn because they didn't get his angel hair and chicken correct.
Crazy.
So, last one, Ravens win because I think they're going to the Super Bowl. So, just for the people playing at home, Texans take the points, Commanders taking the points, Rams taking the points, and the Ravens taking the points. So when I lose every bet, don't blame me. Who would you like, Chris?
I like the points today for the Texans and Commanders.
Okay.
Tomorrow's toss-up.
We got Rams.
Baltimore's laying 1.5.
Now it's 6.5. I like that. Take the Rams.
Los Angeles 6.5.
Almost a touchdown, bro.
Dude, if the Eagles, if the Eagles, if Jalen Hurts is the rust is knocked off, they could.
You trust Jalen Hurts in a big game?
He was the best player on the field in that Super Bowl that they lost.
No, you're exactly right. No, I'm not going to argue with that at all, because he was. No, because they were always like winning in spite of him, and then he had an amazing Super Bowl. In the second half, he had an amazing Super Bowl, correct?
I just think this year, the injuries, the concussion, he's just not himself. But like,
no, man, I just
look at them, and they have the best offensive line, the best defensive line in the playoffs, and like, at a point, it's going to matter. And I don't know. I think this week is the week that they come out and just put the clamps on these guys.
Do you think Jalen Hurts is like where would you rank him in the NFL as a quarterback?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. Maybe top 12?
Yeah. No. I was going to say right around 10 to 12, I was going to say.
Yeah. But now, I don't know, when you really
now when you go with a Matthew Stafford, who's won a chip, who's been there before, and is one of the elder statesmen, I'm telling you, man, with a game plan, these guys took off the last week of the season. They're all rested. They're all healthy. These guys start coming into if the Rams come in, they score a touchdown early, fucking ball game on.
I don't know.
Well, I do.
Snow game.
All I know is that we'll see.
I don't know how those LA losers
I just hope they're close, man. I just hope they're close. I hope it's not dog shit like the first round, because
totally.
Me and Tom were having an argument about how the college and the NFL, and we were comparing the first rounds, and I was saying that the first round of college was better than the NFL.
Yeah.
And some people don't agree, but because the only good game was the Commanders game of last week. It's the only game that was close. It's the only game that was worth watching. It was the only I thought it was bad. And also, we'll wrap up the show on this. I think it's like, what is it? 7 teams change every year going into the playoffs.
Yep.
I think this year was only like 4 or something like that. There was like 0 turnover this year. And there has to be something that has to be done, bro. Like, the Jets, and I can't, man. I get excited about Jets, man. I hate them. All right, I got to go.
All right.